On time. That's something. Stream Manager has not caught up to me, so I will force it to. Okay. There we go. I think everything's all set up good. Let's unmute this, because this is some nice music. Also, I need to test how loud it is. Okay, sorry about that. Mute. I was snacking a little because I haven't eaten lunch yet today, but we're closing in on the time. I'm gonna actually pull up, see if I can pull up a list of characters, because I do know that these are... I'm not too sure what this game is. I know it's a real game. Ah, sorry about that. Hey, at least that got canceled. I thought I really nailed the mic there. Yeah, I thought I really did it in. I do know that it is an actual real game. It is based on, I believe, the Danganronpa F Shattered Hope fan game, or at least in the sense that it's made by the same people, and it's got the characters from Danganronpa F in it. But instead of that, it's like 3 houses. This was put out as an April Fool's thing, I think. Maybe last year? It definitely wasn't this year. On November 18th, they released a spin-off title. Interesting. I might play that. Character introductions. Here we go. I don't know if I haven't checked out too much of it. I don't... just like things, work in progress things, chapter by chapter things. I'd rather wait until they were out done all the time. Stream Manager is freaking out. Excuse me. But I think we're doing okay. Man, it does not want to go. Okay. Well, here's a list. I don't know if they've ever done their... I don't know their ultimates. I don't know, like, what they're supposed to be. Cast, maybe? Ah, here we go. Okay, so we've got, in no particular order, and in no way of me knowing who is who, we've got Enigma, who's an unknown ultimate, Cancel, who's the ultimate diviner, Yaxi, who's the ultimate boxer, Grisp, who's the ultimate survivalist, Cross, who's the ultimate entrepreneur, Scarlet, who's the ultimate toxicologist, Murataru, who's the ultimate visual effects artist, Pocket, who's the ultimate baseball star, Korza, who's the ultimate game designer, Rock, who's the ultimate geologist, Rox, the ultimate journalist, and Twin, the ultimate voice actor, as well as Rissi, the ultimate dentist, and Anon, which is just listed as question mark. I know who Cross, Scarlet, and Enigma are. I know what they look like. I don't know about the rest of them. I assume they're gonna tell us. So let's get in. Also, we got a little cool pen thing. Click anywhere to start. Settings. Oh, it's even got the scroll back side. Skip unseen text. After choices. This is kind of loud. Auto forward time, text speed, music volume, voice volume, sound volume. Window, because I don't think it'll capture in full screen. Relive memories. Interesting. Settings. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, the sound volume is halved. All background and music created in this fan game aren't mine. Most number backgrounds credits to Slade and Tumblr and DeviantArt. Okay. The music and UI designs are inspired. Costume design belong to Fire Emblem series. The UI is manually edited out by me, featured from the game screenshots. Okay. I drew the sprites and wrote the script for the game and had my boyfriend, not boyfriend, help me proofread. All inspiration from this non-prop fan game comes from Three Houses and the characters from Danganronpa F Shared Hope, the project I'm working on with a bunch of others on YouTube. Yes, so as I recall, this is made by Yaxi, I believe. Let me see if I can find a lot of stuff about not a lot of stuff about the thing I'm playing, the spin-off game, but I believe this was made by Yaxi. There's a link, a YouTube video featuring this as well. Let me see if I can get that into the chat. Because before we start, let's see. I'll just put the channel. Here we go. Here is the channel link. This is Shattered Hope. So you can find the link to the game in one of the videos. It's very clearly marked. As well as they have OST, they have a bunch of tests, they have some podcasts. So here it is. But yes, if you can find it. Better way to show my love for it than releasing April Fool's Day. Yes. Thank you to Cross, Mini, Emma, and Ryan for giving me the motivation to make this joke of a game come to fruition. But for real, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for making it. For easy access, use Save Scummers. The F5 key is for quick saves, and the F7 key is for quick loads. Make this easier for all of us. Okay. Basically, just think 5 is S for save, and 7 is L for load. The unfamiliar smell of dry wood and freshly washed fabric tingles my nose. My eyes flare open in confusion and my brows knit closed. All it took was a sniff and a glance to know I wasn't in my room. Also, I don't know what any of the voices sound like, so unless they give me to them, I'm just going to read these normally. I stood up from the bed, taking a few steps away from it, take a look around the room. Right, this definitely wasn't my room. Remembering yesterday's little bump in my daily plans, I was just doing my usual business, scouring the lands of Fodland as a wandering mercenary, with some other affiliated buddies of mine for missions to do and hamlets to protect. Is that real world? Real word? I'm gonna look that up. Or is that just a typo? Nope. Well, I actually searched instead for... It could be a mercenary, like... Oh, alt spelling. I guess it is a real word. At least, I think so. I saw a thing for it. Let me double check. Yeah, mercenary. Okay. So I guess it's just like an alt spelling. However, during our expeditions, my troops and I accidentally happened upon an ambush against a group of students from a nearby monastery named Garreg Mach. Upon needing help, I led my troops in for backup. So this is like the start of the game. So where it's like kind of like Byleth. Despite some of the students' trepidations to trust in me, I continued to lend my aid until the bandits retreated. In the end, with minimal casualties, we managed to send them fleeing. Instead of a simple thanks and reward in coin, I was given an opportunity. One of the 3 students, the sprightly one if I recall, had offered me a position to teach in the monastery. The sprightly one, is that Claude? Of course, at first I said no because, well, I'm no teacher. Dealing with kids? Nah, I'm missing that. However, regardless of my reasoning, they continued adding in the perks of accepting the position. Free lodging, food, a safe job, and a group of people that were at least my age instead of other older soldiers in my squadron. With the voices of my comrades telling me to accept it, I decided it was time for me to settle down a bit. After all, I needed a change of scenery. The foliage of the land started to look a bit too repetitive anyway. Whether it was a blessing of convenience or just another random interaction, I thank the goddess for some downtime in my life. But yes, in exchange for some rest, I had to teach kids. Darn kids these days. Well, knights in training that were technically my age. Hopefully they won't be too much of a hassle. The last thing I remember before turning in was them leading me to Garreg Mach, providing me this room, and a day off. Maybe we should look around the monastery. Staying cooped up in here might be bad for a first impression. And for my health. Yeah, I don't want to be Bernadetta. Before I had time to check the desk with that notebook resting on it, there was a polite knock on my door. No, I won't be able to change our outfits now. I opened the door. That was loud. Look at this little kid. This is actual Three Houses music too. This is like the Abyss music. Had a restful night, I hope? Bear? Sure. I'm glad you did. I was a bit worried it was too small for you, considering this was just another open student bedroom. But hey, if it works, it works. Let me introduce myself. I am Kuma, the Archbishop of Garreg Mach. Basically, the one you'll be answering to if you have any questions about what goes around the monastery. That's pretty funny. Something about his presence bothers me. Maybe that's just me, and possibly the eerie bear mask. I'm always so wary when it comes to odd-looking people. Isn't everyone, though? This is really loud. Let me just turn it down a little bit. It's really loud for me. I apologize on behalf of the students who brought you in here in a whim, but hearing the reports on you fought against those bandits, I didn't fault them for finding your prowess admirable. Which reminds me, I had only heard of your tales, but not of who you are, mercenary. May I have your name? No, actually, not your true name. We have a small rule in our monastery. It's a way to leave personalized feelings out of professional business. Instead of your name, I'd like to ask for an alias. One word would suffice. What is your alias? Oh, I get to type now. So, this is like how I guess they do Enigma, Cross, all that stuff like that. How long can I... Oh. That seems like an oversight. What should we name ourselves? I guess we'll just be boring and go with Neon. Neon, interesting name. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Are you sure that's how I pronounce it? Actual, yes. Well, Neon, the pleasure is all mine. I suppose there is one thing I should ask you to address. Which of such would you like to go by? I am a dude. You're a he? Well, I knew that. I was just making sure, poo-hoo-hoo. However, I'm asking you just firm, are you a he? Yes. Well, Neon, you have a long day ahead of you. The students did say you were supposed to have your day off today, but there is one itty-bitty task I'd like to slip in. Isn't so much of a big deal, just... You'll be picking which class you'd like to teach permanently. Again, not a big deal. I'm sure the leaders of each house are somewhere around the monastery. Don't be shy and ask them about the different students in their class to get to know them better. Ellipses. Oh, right. Houses are basically selections in the academy. In this case, each house represents which group the students belong to a specific territory in Fodland. Think Harry Potter, but a little different. There's the Blue Lions, the Black Eagles, and the Golden Deer. I'm sure you can find a class that fits you well. Oh, right. I should at least give you an explanation of each one. Let's see. I think I can summarize each house for you. Let's start with the Blue Lions. The Blue Lion House is comprised of aspiring knights and youths with a strong sense of irreproachable justice. Truly, their hearts are will are unmatched when it comes to anything but knighthood. Ha! The Black Eagle House consists of students with abundant noble inheritance and a deep understanding of black magic. Being part of influential families, they hold the burden of bringing justice to their family name. The Golden Deer House is comprised of mostly commoners with a knack for archery and giving morale after causing trouble. They're jack of all trades, whether it be their personality, skill, or backgrounds. As a professor, you shall teach them all you know from your time outside, despite how long you look in our very timely meeting. End of our very timely meeting, I assure you I know when I see the face of a trusting and formidable warrior. You'll do fine teaching them tactics, strategies, the whole 9 yards. And of course, it's your job to help their morale. If they feel like they're falling behind and have some personal issues, don't be afraid to talk to them about it. Kuma adjusts himself from under his robe, somehow, and tilts his head. By the end of the afternoon, I'd like you to visit me in the cathedral. By then, I hope you'd made up your mind on which house you'll be choosing. Got it, boss. Wonderful. Boo-hoo, I'm pleased to hear that. Well, I must be off. You can ask around for directions, but you'll be fine. You can go to the Knights Hall, Reception Hall, and Dining Hall for now. You may go to the classrooms once lecture starts. Anything else? Besides scheduling, which I'll be giving to you once you pick your house, I don't think so. Anyway, Professor, I'll be taking my leave. I hope I managed to answer most of your questions. Good day. And away he goes. With a curt nod, he takes his leave without another word. Let's not waste the morning light. Where should I go? Do I get to choose? Well, judging on the descriptions, this seems like maybe I'd run into Dimitri, Edelgard, and Claude in that order. So let's check out the Knights Hall, sure. First on the list. Oh, the training hall. As I entered the Knights Hall, I saw the familiar face of one of the students I saved. If memory serves me right, this is the student that was the first hostile. Interesting. With a slow breath, I approach. This is Korza. Game designer? I apologize for the way I spoke to you before. I always assume the worst in dire situations, so my mouth ran before I had time to register. In any case, I hadn't gotten the chance to introduce myself to you yet. My name is Korza, the current head of the Blue Lions. Hopefully you can accept my apology for treating you with belligerence. From what little I've heard, you're still in the midst of choosing which class you'll be teaching. I won't stir your decision by promoting our house with anything, just to be clear. But if you would choose to list yourself with the Blue Lions, we'd be happy to have you.
Dewa.
Are you familiar with the members of our class? If not, I wouldn't mind offering a few details of their account. Is that Japanese Dimitri? Sure. Korza, Enigma, Rocks, Grisp, Cancel, moving on. Let's hear about Enigma. Enigma is, well, as you'd notice from his alias, an enigma. Not as much as a certain someone in another house, but Enigma's got his own quirks. He's the first person I turn to when I need a training partner or just a source of company. He's a reliable knight who's not to break out his thoughts, however, we sometimes have a hard time keeping that temper to a minimum, so he's Felix. I can tell from the clothing. Probably had something to do with the color scheme as well. Before applying as a knight, she traveled to a lot of different areas around Fodland, so she's our go-to person for intel on places we don't know about. If you ever talk to her, don't let her coos and chafing get you flattered. I've been subjected to that multiple times already. So, interesting. Hilda? Her design looks like Marianne's. Or maybe Ingrid's. Rocks. And Rocks was the ultimate journalist. That makes sense. Grisp. He's an oddball, that Grisp. Honestly, I'm not sure why he wants to be a knight. All he said was the gods blessed him with the vision to join, so he just did. And Grisp is the survivalist. But despite his oddity and rather out-of-the-blue screaming, he's a decent gentleman who wouldn't mind lending a hand. And finally, we've got Cancel. Cancel. Oh, that actually confused me a little bit. Might want to put that in the middle, but okay. Cancel may seem like an offensive and brutally honest woman, but, well, actually she is. But there's a subtle, understanding nature beneath that shows rarely, so Mercedes design. Though if you get past your profane language, it doesn't end there. She'll talk your ear off if you have time to spare, and I'm not sure if it's a well-thought-out strategy to force people to leave, or just pure torture. Moving on.
Dewa.
Are you familiar with the members of our class? If not, I wouldn't mind offering a few details on their account. No thanks. Alright, I'll be here if you need more information about the Blue Lions. Where should I go now? I think we should go to the reception hall. Hey, it's Edelgard, also known as Cross. Entering the expansive and well-lit reception hall, I thought someone familiar, one of the students from the fight during the ambush. I approached carefully. Upon noticing my presence, he turned my way and smiled amusingly. The new professor, how fascinating. Already gaining a reputation amongst the monastery in a single day, colored me partially impressed. It might not be. I'm supposed to introduce myself to you, considering the fact that we'll be seeing each other more. Cross said Elite Black Eagles. When I said it might not be, I was referring to the JP voice lines. Oh. History. Ah. Settings. Ah. That is not what I want to do. Return. Divine Pulse. Oh. Oh, and this is how you save. Okay. I suppose I should introduce myself to you, considering the facts that we'll be seeing. Yeah, I read this. Tell me, have you made up your mind on which class you're going to mentor? I assure you, if you choose the Black Eagles, we'll level up to your standards. If you're curious about the members of the Black Eagles, I could give my piece about them if you wish. Would you like to hear about it now? Sure. Let's hear about Cross. Let's hear about you. I might as well be blunt about it. I'm not well liked by some, and barely tolerable to most. It goes to show how much people envy the brilliance and status of an upper echelon. What else? Yes, I suppose you could call me a risk-taker. Any slip-ups during a spar, any miscalculations within strategy, or even a pin-sized gap in the plan of our enemies. I'll trudge right forward if it means an opportunity for victory. That doesn't seem like a risk-taker, that seems like a capitalizer. I guess that lines up. So this is Ash. Anon, as most seem to call him, is a bit of a mystery, and much to my frustration, he refuses to speak whenever I ask him to. In addition, it doesn't help that he just lingers by the corner like some sort of ghost. Ironic, considering Ash doesn't like ghosts. The only reason I haven't filed a report against him to Archkuma is because of his expertise with magic. Despite how he presents himself, he seems to hold his fine on the battlefield. Okay, Scarlet. This is, I guess, Hilda's model? I can't tell, because I can't hide the thing, but I think from the skirt, I think this is modeled after Hilda. Scarlet is possibly the only tolerable person in my class. He's also the person I turn to when I need an opinion on strategies for that training class, and Scarlet is the ultimate toxicologist. Kinda like Hubert, I guess. Despite presenting herself as coquettish and risque, she's admittedly a genuinely considerate and protective figure amongst our house. Not even gonna try this one. She's a character. A bit of a warning, you get angry if you mispronounce her names. It's Moraidaru. Moraidaru. Ultimate Visual FX. I've stooped beneath her level just explaining her name to you. Moraidaru? She's a wild card in her class, and either really good in magic or really bad. Or really good in weapons. Either really bad at listening to instructions or really bad at not eating someone else's meal when they aren't looking. I see. Got Bernadetta's design, and she's kind of like Leone and Raphael. And then question mark. Ah yes, him. Wait, who's question mark? Surprisingly, he just came here recently as if his arrival is waiting to be triggered by something or someone. I'll admit his presence unsettles me, but since he's been consecutively reliable during missions, I'll choose not to mind his dubious remarks. Just caution yourself when you speak to him. Moving on. I would not like to hear it now. Let's go to the dining hall. Hey, I like it. Look at this. Before he could even take in the delicious smell of freshly baked bread, cooked meat, and sauteed vegetables, a yellow flash flurries towards me. Are you the spry one? In the surprise, I step back and watch the face of a familiar ally beams at me with a hop. Hey there, it's pretty hectic yesterday, wasn't it? I wonder you turned in early. You didn't have a proper explanation, Yaxie. Name's Yaxie, I lead the Golden Deer House. I'm guessing from the hubbub around here you'll find the prep staff as a professor now. Congrats, Yaxie is the ultimate boxer. You have a chance to think about which class you're going to teach for. To be honest, having someone as reliable you teaching us would definitely be a benefit not just to me, but for everyone else in the house. But hey, don't worry, I don't want to force you with us or anything. After all, it's going to be your decision in the end. Meeting the Golden Deers yet? If you haven't, I could certainly provide some briefing about them if you want. Just say the word, sure. Well, let's hear about Yaxie. Oh, me? Already? Well, first of all, I consider myself a good fighter, but of course there's still a lot I have to learn even as a leader. I want to prove my strength not to my peers or my enemies, but to myself. Well, I guess from what people have told me, I'm a bit too optimistic. But come on, morale is one of the key factors in fighting on the field. It's all about that mindset, yeah? Pocket. Caspar. Pocket is the ultimate baseball star. Pocket-chi. He'll throw around his title as this reputable knight in training before you get within a 10-foot radius of him, but don't get put off by his pompous attitude. He's actually a bit sensitive to a few things. Don't get me wrong though, he's actually really good behind a bow, so he can talk all he likes. It's just that sometimes he lets his emotion run his mouth when the atmosphere doesn't call for it. Interesting. Oh, don't want to click that. Twin. My good old buddy Twinchi's a really sweet guy. Well, if you mess his food, he's a completely different person, so stay away from snatching anything from his plate. And Twin is the ultimate voice actor. It's kind of like Ash and Raphael. He's got a real doting side to him beneath all his aloofness, especially with some of the girls around the monastery. I wouldn't call him a Casanova, just speak from the heart kind of guy that entices people. Rissy. She's gonna be one of our best magic users here in Garreg Mach. She likes to be humble about it, but you should see her in action. And when she gets serious and gets scared, just think about it, kind of like Annette. She's a bit shy at first, sometimes too docile, but you see how hardworking and independent it is once lectures start up. So like Marianne and Annette. And then we've got Rock. He's a very liberal student with a heart that continuously gives. He comes across as an airhead who's actually really good at making perspective of his surroundings, that, and people as well. Ignatz? Well, it's probably not the worst person, not annoying either, but someone would like to paint as one because his wisecracks seem to cause him more trouble than he can manage to see, so like Sylvain. Let's quick save. Okie dokie, if you need anything else, fine with me. I am starting to think that let's actually go back here. I want to check that I got all the ones here. I'm starting to think that this is in fact really fun, hygienic person, neat freak, proper discipline. Okay. Yeah, I am assuming this is just the JP lines for the game. Let's go to the cathedral. We've saved right before. Don't really feel like walking around here too much. There are boundaries and rules don't know, so it might be dangerous. What to do? Professor! Slightly startled, I instantly whirled my attention towards whoever called me. Ooh, I'm glad I caught you before you left. Had to run over and drag across to you from the reception hall. Geez, the guy can be so difficult. Hey, they're all here. Honestly, you shouldn't badger our professor with your doting. He'll do what he likes. He'll do what he would like with his time. I have to agree with Cross Yaxi. We shouldn't force the professor into doing something he wouldn't like. This is sounding odd. What do these primary colors want? Are they gonna sing the Dr. Stone opening? You two are just shy. Go on. If looks could kill, Yaxi would be dead on the floor from the side glances these two were giving her. I'm honestly surprised they didn't just leave. Ah, right, we should probably tell the professor about it. Say, Professor, since you're not busy and all, we haven't confirmed that yet, how about you go with us and meet the rest of the students? We're having a little training session as a batch. We'll be holding it here in the Night Hall in a bit, so you want to wait for them and watch us? You know, get a gist of what we're all about?
Yeah.
Though we aren't forcing you, Professor, do what you'd like with your time without this public nuisance constantly pestering you. And that isn't very nice. I wasn't trying to be. It's not so hard doing that to people like you. I apologize for their behavior. They're not usually like this. I apologize. That was a lie. They're most of the time like this. I can't really do anything but help calm them down. I asked the goddess for a workable group of kids, not a handful. So, Professor, are you available? Well, I am single if you're at nuts. Uh-oh, right, I should probably answer, but I could just say no and look around the monastery. Don't think I need to see the students now. I'm a bit curious what they look like. Maybe I should say yes? Ah, so we can choose. Okay. Let's save again. Let's say sure. Alright, see you two, just gotta ask. Yaxi nudges both of them and they lightly shrug her off. She chuckles. You know, it was Gorzachi's idea actually. Thank you for putting up with them. Should we be off? Yes. With his turn on his heel, he begins walking off, presumably to assemble with his house of students. Yaxi gives me a wave before tailing Gorza with a skip. The bright yellow cape clipped to her shoulder bellows behind her. And that leaves me with Cross. I should warn you, Professor, take caution with the other houses. The kindest introductions could never mask their intentions beneath. I quirk a brow. He's just trying to scare me into joining his house? Not cool, bro. Or maybe he really is telling the truth. After all, I don't know these people that well. I'll take what he said into consideration nonetheless. I nod. While I waited for the students to arrive, I took to watching the other people in the monastery here. You interested clerics and knights engaged in conversation with me about my short time here at Garreg Mach, and I responded kindly. Kindly being, honestly, I don't really have much to look at besides the individual parts of the monastery's architecture that reeks of history both in interior and exteriors. In my personal opinion, I like the Knights Hall the most. Whether it be the familiar sound of metal clashing against one another or the compact space that warms the presence of the people around me, this area is possibly the most comforting place so far. Soon enough, the students start to file in like a leak in a whole ship. The head of each house corralled their group into separate areas. The blue lions took the left side of their wooden spears and swords, the black eagles to the black thumbs and scrolls to the back, and then the golden deer began training their archery skills to my right. This stream has made me realize just how out of shape my voice has gotten since those Magic Hobby streams. Considering how large of a place this area is, I think I need to stick to one group to focus on. Which group should I focus on? Okay, so I have this one here. Let me just make another quick save. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that was this one. Well, let's go with the blue lines. We'll just go down the list. Let's see what Korza's team is made of. I see a lot of spears and swords in them. I stride over to the left, watching them talk with a careful eye. Korza catches my gaze and waves me over, separating himself from the group to walk over toward me. Professor, you're here to watch my team. I'll be honest, we're still rough around the edges when it comes to spear work. Though, now that you're here, I feel like I should watch myself today. More so than usual. A soft smile etches across his features as he gestures for me to join the three other people who weren't holding weapons. Korza excuses himself walking to the blue-haired boy holding a wooden sword. As I approached the Blue Lion students, the first to greet me was a girl with blue hair. Ah, hello there, you must be Neon. I thought I heard word about you from helping our leader from the outside. About you. It's nice to meet you. Neon, strange name. Are you perhaps a foreigner? State your business here, stranger. Y'all don't have the better names. Whoa, Grisp, come on, don't scare him off. Sorry about him, he's just a little excited. Not converse with someone as suspicious as him. We don't know if his intentions are good or bad. He can't even talk. Ellipses. I was right. Did you not see Korza bring him here? I mean, I just assumed they must be friends. Assuming things will get you in trouble, Blueberry Maiden. At his last bellow, the other girl had been silently facing away from me, turned her attention towards us. Before I could smile in greeting, her sour expression cut me off completely. Ugh, can someone go shut him up? Rox, be a deer and grab the closest thing to stuff his mouth. But there's only spears and swords here. Perfect, get to work. Cancel, ever the charmer. But let's keep it down a notch in front of the new face, alright? My eyebrows furrow and my mouth curls in a confused and amused smile. What a motley crew, these three. From a glance, I couldn't tell if they were knights in training at all. Well, other than the big guy. Then again, I shouldn't judge by first impressions. Snapping out my thoughts, Rock's eyes light up. Yosh? They're starting. Neon, come and watch this with us. Ooh, our Blueberry Boy and Durian Head starting? Let's hope Enigma actually gets a win this time. Even I feel sorry for him. He certainly seems to have gotten tired of sparring with Korza, hasn't he? Stop laughing. It's creepy. Come along, Neon, don't be coy. Let's watch the spar. With a nod, I silently walk over to the side and eye the open expanse of the training grounds. Enigma and Korza stand away from each other, with Enigma holding a sword and Korza a wooden spear. Korza just escaped. Enigma, please, try to put in a bit of an effort in our training today. I already know you're gonna win, so why'd bother? I mean, I've already trained plenty. Well, it certainly isn't enough if you still have time to complain. Come on, take it seriously. Enigma sighs and shakes his head, lazily shifting in the combat stance. Korza does the same, albeit with more grace. Yosh. If you win this time, I'll treat you to some of the sweets in the dining hall. At that moment, I was sure Enigma's shoulders tensed. A sly smirk curls on his face, and his stance instantly felt less lax and more rigid. His footing bolted strongly to the ground. That's the opposite of Felix. He hates sweets. Now you're speaking my language, leader. Now I'm motivated. Good, now... Korza slashes the tip of his spear across the air in front of him, extending out his free hand and his fingers outstretched. Here I come! Without missing a beat, Korza charged across the ground, swords and Enigma, spear at the ready. With astonishing reflexes, Enigma blocked Korza's attack with a swift upward swing. Hey, I wasn't ready. Now you are, keep up. Enigma swings his back his sword and grips it with both hands. He smirks and begins the dance. Despite the dueling with wooden weapons, the force from each impact is enough to get my attention. Each exchange is a close slash or pierce towards the shoulder or knee. Impressed, I cross my arms. My eyes immediately went to work, matching the speed of the fight. I watched Enigma's grip and angle of attack, towards his underhanded openings. My brows furrowed by instinct, the impulse to tell them what to do had surfaced. I held back, shifting in place. You weren't their professor yet, Neon. Calm down. Though the knee-jerk reaction to mentor towards sparring just happened naturally. I was trained to spot flaws before and within the battle, and that's what gave me credibility behind the blade. My natural ability to learn quick. Ultimate analysis? And what I learned within a few minutes back and forth strikes from the boys, I pieced together. The spear pierces through the air and grazes Enigma's neck. Enigma's shot fit back with spread and gas and leans back, aiming for a counterattack. How interesting. Corza was definitely acting humble. He wields the spear with contracted swings and thrusts. There was no delay to his strikes, nor overstep to his footing. Add in his relatively calm approach to aggressive combat style, and you got one impressive professor. The performance alone dictated why he was indeed the Blue Lions leader. His performance alone dictated why he was— but this was just a spar. I can only imagine what it would be like on the battlefield. Corza backs off, striking a defensive stance. The two pause, glaring hard at each other, their chests heave and their shoulders rise up and down. With what Enigma lacks in skill, he makes up for his natural reflex in bull-headed strikes. With agile steps, he dances past thrusts from the spear with an almost comically weird pivot of his hips. What would have been a threat to a soldier's opening battle, what was made Enigma untouchable in this spar? His mix of unpredictability and aggressive swings, covering ground despite the reach of the spear, is what made him a good match towards Corza. No wonder Enigma keeps getting picked on to spar. At most, this is what I could tell from the movement alone. The way they swing, the way their eyes snap to neither an opening or the other's footing, I smile knowingly. Maybe teaching them would be fun after all. The fight continued hastily, with Corza gracefully smacking away any attempts to reach him with the spear, and Enigma cockily using his advantage too quickly and losing it within a second of notice. Although Corza was better than Enigma, that didn't stop him from having his faults. There was a slight flaw I noticed to have in the way he pauses to analyze Enigma, as if he was having a hard time reading his moments before he'd strike. Regardless, 5 to 7 minutes passed, and it seemed like the battle had an obvious victor when suddenly, Corza fell for a smart feint on Enigma's part. You're open. With the left and loop swing, Enigma flings the spear out of Corza's grasp. The spear flew out. Rapidly flying over, is it gonna hit me? Right for us! Oh no! Look out! Guh. Guh. Uh-oh. Cancel, are you alright? Quickly recovering from his swift defeat, Corza was about to walk over to assess the damage, to assess the damage. Cancel stood stunned with her eyes closed in reaction to the hard impact of the spear's butt that hit her cheek. He snaps up her hands as if gesturing him to stop in place. Corza stops, watching as Cancel turned over towards the two and shoves them away from each other. Oh, hey, Cancel, wait. I don't want to hear another word out of your filthy mouth. Not so much as a breath of air, or I'll cut your tongue out from the roots. Yes, ma'am. Ow, my ear! What did I say? Ugh, seriously, come on, you're buying me some earrings. Wait, what does this have to do with your injury? Well, I don't need first aid, I need something to calm me down, come on. Oh, come on, I barely have enough for sweets. Corza, hey, Corza, don't run away from this, that was your spear! I looked over to see Corza wasn't there anymore. Instead, he was standing by Rox's side with a stoic look. So it was. Anyway, congratulations on your win. I'll see you in the dining hall later after... you know. Corza, damn it. Oh, lay off, Cancel. Without so much as a glance towards their direction, Cancel begins to drag Enigma off. Well, you win some, you lose some. I should probably follow them. I'm worried she might run him dry. Grisp, you coming? Grisp? You okay there? Ah, forgive me, I was merely praying for our fallen foe. He isn't dead, Grisp. In soul he will be. Now that all that watching and praying has gotten me famished, to the dining hall! With a flourish of a bow, he begins to stalk off the other direction. Both Rox and Corza watch him leave before turning to me. Well, Neon, that was a hell of an introduction to our house. Sorry about them. Rox, please, I'm the leader of our house. I should be the one apologizing to him.
だから、
Nah, we're in this together. In for a penny, in for a pound. One person's embarrassment, the entire house's embarrassment.
そうか。
I'm not sure if I should feel reassured or not. But thank you. Anyway, I really should be going. I don't want Enigma kicking the bucket just yet. Poor guy.
本当に。
I apologize for having you do this. I'll leave him to you.
よろしくね。
Alright then, Neon. Nice meeting you. Roxy gave me a charming smile and wave before leaving. Of course, returned it with a worried look. A stray bead of sweat drips down his neck. It's a shame that our meeting ended on an eccentric note. Additionally, the other three's trainings put on hold today because of Enigma and I. Perhaps their training would continue another day. He huffs, wiping his cheek with his shoulder.
では。
Well, Professor, I have some things I must attend, so you'll have to excuse me. Thank you again for coming along to watch us. I hope you enjoy your time here at Garreg Mach. With a long bow and a courteous wave, he turns and leaves, the smell of sweat slowly tailing him. Gross. Here it is. The cathedral. I took a gander at the extent of the large interior of the cathedral. The soft hum of an instrument reverberates across the room and shakes my heart. The distant songs sung by the different clerics and wanderers fill the air with faith. With a quick prayer, I walked to the familiar back of the Archbishop, quietly sitting behind one of the pews. I slipped into an empty seat next to him and quietly looked over. Ah, Neon, have you had a pleasant afternoon? Not so much. Oh, that's a shame, though I don't fault you for that. You'd have to quickly adapt to the sort of calming atmosphere from your usual routine, yes? I hope to understand your trouble soon, but for now, we must do what needs to be done. Now, I'm sure you've looked around plenty and had a bit of time to think. You'll be giving your time to teach the students here for a full year. That's part of the contract. Contract? Oh yes, the notebook on your desk in your room has the contract. Once you've picked your house, I'll have you ask immediately to assign your name under that list. Not much of a talker, are you? Well, I can't say I don't like your type. So, Professor Neon, it's time to choose. What'll it be? The Blue Lion House with Corza, the Black Eagle House with Cross, or possibly the Golden Deer House with Yaxie? Oh. I choose to smash! I'm curious about Cross's group. If what I remember is right, Archkuma said they're proficient in magic. Turned on my heel to walk towards the farther back midnight hall. I missed that. The two closest to Cross were the two closest were Cross and a red-haired girl.
なんだ
Jukes her head in my expression. Hey, who's the scrub? I thought only their houses were allowed in here. He turns to looking with a knowing smile, smirking. No one in particular. Mora, stop getting distracted and answer. Are you sure you won't burn the tome? Please, I've got this in the bag, trust me. Trusting you is a recipe for disaster, and you know that. If you do burn the tome, you'll be practicing with different spells for the rest of the semester. So? Thunder and Wind tomes are fine, I guess. Yes, but you'll have to begin sharing books. With them. It was only a second, but I was sure her eye twitched.
ぶん殴られてえのか
Whatever, it's not like I care. You just watch me. You're in for a surprise. He takes a sneaking glance at me before snapping your gaze away, stalking up towards the rest of the Black Eagles with the sway in her stride. Is that a threat? Cross lets out an exhausted sigh, adjusting his gloves.
まあいい。
How incredibly vexing. Professor, we'll be conducting a small spar between two of our best magic users. He leads me across the grounds with an equally slow pace, gesturing me to join the other two who weren't participating. I hope their performance would be no less than exceptional. I will admit they do have skill that could rival mine. Could rival mine. As he says this, one of the students turned to Cross. As he says, it was an intimidating-looking gent with a soft air of elegance. He smirks.
こういうものか。
I'm pleased to see you hold them in high regard, Cross. A low chuckle vibrates from his throat. Yes, as I said, they have the skill to match mine, but not the resolve and discipline. And tact. As he says this, from the corner of his eyes, I spot Maraidaru flipping through the well-maintained tome with a lazy eye. She yawns, and her eyes slowly fluttering close, and without her noticing, the book fell past her fingers. Her eyes snap open, and her hands dive downwards to catch it. The book hits the ground with a hollow thud, found another sound of paper flaps. She inhales sharply and kneels, quickly picking up the book to see the spine of the book of the tome now folded, painting its once immaculate quality. She inhales sharply and, she looks over me, noticing the moon, so I dropped it and sneered at me. I look away. When I look back, a flash of orange passed by the guy with the mask, and my shoulders tensed by reaction. Oh my, who is this handsome stranger? Oh no. Well, no matter, rules are rules, dear. We're training now, so please refrain from staying too close to us. Well, only if you want to get burned, that is. The sultry-looking redhead wiggled her finger at me with a subtle wink. Or blink. I'm not sure. Cross shakes his head.
Yeah.
No, let him stay. He's a special acquaintance. Well, that's rare. You took a shine to this one? But I thought I was your favorite. Neon, stay with these two while I judge the spar. Watch closely. He turns and leaves, walking over to Moradiru and the other knight, who, now that I notice, looks a bit too scrawny to be in any physical specialty. He ignored me. Though, aren't you used to it by now, Scarlet? Well, of course, I take rejection very well. Very, very well. Oh, how rude of me. I'm sorry, dear. Neon, was it? I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Scarlet, but that is only my name. If you'd like to know exactly who I am, do examine me closely with your eyes and ears. What does that mean, you say? Well, stick around long enough and you'll see what I mean. She waves her hand over the masked man as if gesturing him to go next. He chuckles low and bows politely towards me. Ah, yes. You may refer to me as Seth. Pleased to meet you. What? Is that all? You didn't introduce yourself this bleakly when you met us recently, did you? I'm sure I did before our dear Moradiru laughed at me and then said, I quote, how stupid I looked, and how much I looked like a creepy stalker with a dumb, low-cost mask. Ah, yes, of course. How could I possibly forget that? Possibly because I specifically asked everyone to forget she said that. Oh. My bad, dear. But I will admit, she has a very colorful imagination, don't you think? She truly does, the feisty little thing. But anyway, let's focus on the match now, yes? After all, since the both of us aren't part of the training today, we need to be attentive. Ah, they're starting? Anon and Moradiru. We never had our top casters fight each other before, had we? Well, at least that's what I know, having just recently joined the house. Oh no, they never sparred. It was always Moradiru with me and the non-entity with you or Cross. This spar is getting me all excited. My body's tingling with, you stop that, with something. Come, Neon. She loops her arm around mine and pulls me closer to my side. Stranger danger. Here, you can stand next to me while we watch. I hope you don't mind. Silently, Seth offered only a short nod in my direction before watching from a distance. He's stepping a little too far away from the spar. Is it because he's the loner type? No, that doesn't seem like it. The music stopped as well. Feeling as though I shouldn't address it to Scarlet, I focused my attention towards the spar. Crossed in between Anon and Moradiru, going over the rules and pace of the spar. Are we clear? Yeah, I got it. You use faith, he uses reason, then... I get it already, sheesh. We only use one of our tomes, not each type of magic, koogly boogly. First one to get knocked out of the line loses, blah blah. Just do it already, Mom. Cross's finger twitched and moved to scratch his eyebrow with his index. Fine. Anon, you got it? Anon lightly nods his head. Good, well then. He takes a few steps back as the other two students. Mora and Anon stay a good distance from each other, stepping behind a white line chalked on the ground. Actually, there was one line in front of them, one line behind them. So, the first to get knocked out of the line loses. Interesting practice. Perhaps they're going to be training their magical resistance? Or dodging? Unlike actual combat with weapons or hand-to-hand, mages have some of the quickest battles due to magic's natural ability to hone into the certain point the mage wants to hit. However, it doesn't work as conveniently as rookies think. It doesn't find your target, you yourself have to find it. Unlike archers who need to rely on air resistance, mages just don't need to do that. Anyway, they target. All they need is target... What? All they need is the target to stay where it is, then fire. I'm guessing this will take about a few minutes. Scarlet hops in place, bobbing in excitement. Here we go. Ready your tomes. Cross looks over to Anon, readying a crimson leather-bound tome. He turns to Moraidaru, watching her flatten a crease out of a page before getting in position. Cross looks over to Anon, Cross sighs, clearly annoyed. Begin.
Yosh! Bukkarasu!
Alright, it's time to roast you. Without Cross finishing his sentence, Mora had already begun casting. Her fingers flick across the pages of the now glowing tome. A fireball coalesces with their outstretched palm, shooting out at the speed of a released arrow. That's not white magic. The wash of warmth quickly passes by me and slams right into Anon's figure. His hand swipes across the smoke of fire, and his feet still vault to the ground. Not even a squint. Is she really magic resistant? Everyone with a basic knowledge of reading runes can cast a simple wind, thunder, or fire spell. Faith spells, on the contrary, were incredibly taxing to cast repeatedly. Whoever says mages are frail, they aren't wrong, but that's what makes them important. They deal damage in exchange for their stamina, just as regular fighters do in damage. In this case, we call them glass cannons. They're all Lysithias. Try this. She chants out again, this time going for a speedy casting time. With a wave of her hand as if throwing an invisible disc, a ball of fire chucks for Anon. He swings his free hand like some sort of weapon, repelling the blast of fire like he was swatting back a fly. With the agility of his reflexes, it caught me off guard. He was so pale that I feared even the slightest movement would break his bones, but here he was, waving his hand to repel any fire going towards him without so much as a delay. I pulled up my free hand to my lips, biting the tip of my thumb by habit. So far, so good. Mora huffed, clearly annoyed at Anon for blocking. Stop blocking my attacks and let me hit you, wimp. Don't ignore me. Alright, that's it. Her grip on her tome tightened and she adjusted in place and slouches, pushing down weight on her feet. Bastards, see I like this. A flurry of fireballs snake through the air. They dance across each other like a fish down a stream and quickly make a resounding impact. A flurry of fireballs snake through the air. They dance across each other like the fog returns, slowly sting my eyes and nose from close proximity. Moraidaru snickers, begins casting again without waiting for the fog to clear. I'm not done yet. More. 1, 2, 3. More flames through the air from her palm, diving towards Anon's position, masked entirely by a thick sheet of smoke. Within the smoke, Cross waves his hand from his face with an irritated squint. He calls out hoarsely, "I'm quite certain I told you this was just a light spar." "Yeah, of course. I'm taking it seriously, Zal." Yikes. From the fog, Moraidaru looks around through the dense smoke and pulls something out from a hoodie. She sneakily replaces her tome with a brand new one. I look back to Cross, seeing him not notice the switch. She flips open the new tome and slams her palm down the page of the book. She opens her free hand towards Anon's connection and the thickness of the smoke. Erupting from the dark and scratchy plumes emanating out of a larger wall of fire rolling past us. I can feel Scarlet's grip on me tighten in surprise. Oh my. Even from standing a good distance from the fight, I can feel my face and neck starting to sweat under my clothing. There's no doubt about it, this isn't a regular fire tome, no. It's Agnia's arrow! What in the great name of Kayleen is that? Not Sethleen, Kayleen. My stomach dropped. If they aren't familiar with the spell, then how could they dodge it? I was a second away from pushing Scarlet off me to run and stop the spar, but I underestimated the speed of something as large as this. The force of the meteor-like fireball rammed straight down towards Anon's spot, the flames engulfing the entirety of that area with a subtle tremor to the ground. A meteor. I could hear Moraidaru cackling from the other end, still between the white line chalked on the ground. What's wrong? What's wrong? Ain't gonna fire back? Oh, that's right, you can't. Ha! Burnt that weirdo to a crisp. What in the goddess's green land did you... I was once what I did. Aren't you proud? Of course you are. Don't answer that. Anon, dear, are you still there? We waited a while, but realized even if we did call him, he wouldn't reply. Don't even bother. Just call my wind now, Cross. She waves her hand around, raising her tome up and flailing her hands. Come on, hurry! Anon, answer. You still there? I could barely make out the figure of Cross as he tried to squint through the fog. A few seconds passed. Why don't they cast wind somewhere to get rid of it? Then a full minute. Come on. Cross, what are you doing? I won. Guh. Dark magic? Like a viper preying on a rat, a dark slither of black magic, hot slither, coiled through the smoke and struck Mora while she was open. How is he... The fog started to go darker and darker and darker. Is this a shadow game? The air grew colder by the second, and soon the smoke started to whip in place. Then that chill solidified into magic. Yeah. Within the blink of an eye, the darkness that had been shadowing the fumes struck her chest like lightning. She got thrown back like a tossed-out ragdoll, rolling off a few feet away, gradually past the white line. Oh dear. That was quick. Then again, that's how fights are. Any soldier not paying attention to their surroundings wouldn't know what hit him. That's what makes long-range fighters terrifying. You wouldn't know what their plan was. And from how Anon fought, I think he had a pretty good idea of how he wanted to go about the spar. Indeed, like a snake, he waited for his prey to wear down, wait in the dark, then strike. Mora, are you still able to spar? Was that her stomach? Oh, Mora, sweetie, you hungry again? Starvin'. Moradu arose from the dead, pushing herself on the ground with a groan. She looked far from pleased, patting off the dust and scratches on her uniform with a click of her tongue. Anon, on the other hand, stood exactly where he was, and when he took a step away from his place, I could see the markings of his shoes amongst the burnt stone on the ground. He didn't even look fazed from the spar. Anon quietly turned to Cross. The winner of the spear is Anon. Anon, congratulations. Let's see what he says. Should have known. I could hear Mora's temper popping from a mile away. She growls and oh, an exception has occurred? What? What? Oh no. Okay, I think I did that. That's not the game's fault. I'm pretty sure I just did that. No, I don't want that. I just want... Here we go. Here we go. Accidentally opened up the, zip file. Continue. Oh no. Uh-oh. Yeah, no autosave. Well... I could skip, but I don't wanna... What is this gonna do? Oh. Ah, she gets in his face, practically breathing his air, and jabbed a finger in his chest. Come on, say it. Mock me. I lost. Don't just act like you don't care. Say something. Say something before I break your fingers. Mora, dear, calm down. Stupid weirdo with weird eyes and a freaky skin tone. We done for today? The question possibly wasn't for Mora. Instead, it was aimed for Cross. In reply, Cross sighed and answered. Yes. Then, goodbye. Without so much as a glance to Mora or anyone else, he began walking out of the Knight's Hall. That was the last straw for Mora. Her shoulders shook, her fist balls so tight their knuckles tinted a stark white. She was practically turning into a bull. A big red target on Anon's back was getting more evident the longer she stared. Oh, no you don't! Her lid blew off as she broke into a sprint. Or at least, she was about to until a spark of lightning struck an inch from her feet. What the hell? Hey, who? Her head whipped to Cross, who was looking at my direction. Or behind me. Scarlet and I slowly turned our heads to peek behind us. Now, calm yourself, Firefly. We wouldn't want anyone else to get hurt. Hey, what the hell, new guy? You about to fry me?
Yeah.
No, I never miss my mark. I was merely warning you. He turns to Cross. Keep her in a tight leash, leader. She might steal another book from our convoy without you looking. And just like that, like Anon, he began to walk away, tossing the thunder tome over to Scarlet, who luckily managed to catch it. Hey, snitch! Come back here, I told you not to... Anyone. Look, it's not as bad as it seems. Scarlet. Yes? Because I'm feeling generous today, take her to the dining hall. What? Whoa, you're letting me off the hook. But bring her to the armory when she's done. Make sure she's full. Very full. On second thought, I don't think I'm that hungry. Go. Alrighty then, Mora. You heard him. Time for some of your favorite steak, yes? No, wait. I don't like where this is going. And then there were two. I turned across, seeing him pinch the bridge of his nose with a will to hold back something. Possibly another sigh.
悪いな。
I apologize for having you see that. I didn't know she stole from the convoy without me permitting it. Well, I suppose you see now what I'm dealing with. To be frank, I never thought of them as more than common nobles without any personal standing besides their familiar titles. But when I got all past their boundaries and looked at their skill, well, they were still nothing compared to me. He pauses, as if in thought. Either way, you see how much potential they have with the right guidance, right, Professor? Surely you understand where I'm coming from. He finally lets out that sigh and looks around.
忙しいな。
I should be off. There are things I must attend to for the other professors. Whatever time you think you have left, do use it wisely while you're here. Well, if you'll excuse me. And then this, and then Golden Deer. The Golden Deers really piqued my interest from what I'd heard. Actually, I gotta rest not my voice, I gotta rest my mouth. It used to just be that when I talked a lot during a stream, my voice would just get sore. My voice no longer gets sore anymore. Instead, my jaw gets sore from my articulation and fast talking, which is my own fault. Excuse me. Excuse me again. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk a little bit. We just stand here. I mean, at this point, if I'm just gonna take a break, I should probably just switch over to the intermission screen, right? Because the whole point of this is to not talk, and then here I am talking. So, with that in mind, I think I'm just gonna chill here. I'll mute the game. We'll switch over to the intermission thing. I'm not gonna mute though. But I will just be sitting here. I'm not actually getting up or anything. I like to get water, but I'm just gonna. I got my phone, so I'm just gonna. If you caught the test stream earlier today, you'd notice, or you'd know that we're doing some Destiny Child. So, I'm just gonna chill with some DC. We got the Suna world boss right now. Let's put Fail Not back as my home screen. Get my free tickets for watching an ad. As I just sink down in my seat. Actually, let me... Oh, that doesn't go back far at all. That doesn't go back. That really doesn't go back. I don't even know what this one does. Oh. Now I have lowered my chair down. I'm now on the ground. It's like a foot off the ground. I think it's pretty low. The problem is I've fully disappeared off of the webcam. Even when I'm standing up, the chair is so low. Ah, that was loud. That's just because I have the model set so low. There we go. Just gonna be chilling. I know what I can do. This is also an opportunity for me to rest my poor ear that has a earbud and a... Actually... Also an opportunity for me to do that. Rest my ear that have an earbud underneath a headphone. That's not fun. Now I'm unmuted, but it's not. I'm listening. Okay, it's just really quiet. Thought the noise cancellation is doing its job. I really gotta be up on the mic to talk, don't I? I wonder, let me just mute the music. Does it? Nope, it still sounds bad even if I'm muting the music. Unless I'm really up on it. Huh. I used to have the mic set up like this before. In the sense that it was like really up on my face. Like I'm practically like on top of the mic. Yeah. I used to have it this close. Now I just kind of, when I talk louder, is it going to work better? Can I move away if I just talk louder? Okay, so I can kind of. Okay, it's wild because I'm maybe... Do I have anything? Ah, I do. Okay, so it's wild that you can hear that, but it's hard to hear my voice. But yeah, I'm probably less than a foot away from my mic now. That's crazy. That's wild. Well, I am gonna get up and get some water, so I'll mute the mic and then I'll unmute the music. I am back. And my world boss team has closed in their damage. We have done one better yet again. Just over 23 million this time. Doing pretty well. Pretty good considering we started at 18 million this morning, so not too bad. 13 tries, 272 million damage so far. I had another mission done. I have passed the nebulous number of wherever it is. A total damage of, what is this? That's 900, that's not 709. Deal a total damage of 2, what is this? It's very hard to count these numbers. 295,679,900 damage. I guess I have done a total of that. I've done a total of 270 million that today, and I got a mission done. I participated in 15 world boss attempts. Yay, go me. 17 actually, but you know, whatever. I am back. I got some more water and I have some snacking. Unfortunately, this kind of snacking is the chip variety, so I'm gonna have to mute while I eat these. Previously, I had a nice granola bar. This time, I have a chip. Ah, and now it's on the floor. We'll just put that off to the side here. Yes, but unfortunately, the bad thing about chips is they kind of go crunch crunch. So and I'll spare you all the pain of having to listen to me eat chips. I glanced over to my right to see them huddled over something away from a pile of rusting bows and quivers filled with arrows. Curious, I slowly began to make my way towards them, inching closer and closer towards the first person I can get near to, and unmuting the game as I did so. Ah, Professor, come over. That's going to be a bit too much. I think I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move, and that is called changing the setup midstream. Alright, so if you don't know, I've talked about it earlier, and I've talked about it before. I use earbuds and headphones to monitor the stream and to listen to the game. I do have the ability to listen to both through the same headset, which if you just heard that loud click, that is me doing that. The downside that I've mentioned before is that when I do this, everything gets quieter. She's whispering. Because the headphones don't want to be like, oh, you're listening to two things, two audio sources. That's too loud. It lowers both audio things so I don't get an accurate read on how loud things actually are. Luckily, the game is loud on my end, and I know that the volume levels are fine here. Yaxie put a finger to her lips and the apologetic smile and gestured for me to follow her. I know she was holding something in the other hand. Was it chips? An apple? She brought me closer to watch the two boys walking away from each other, their backs parallel from each other. Narrowing my eyes, I managed to catch a glimpse of something each boy was holding. A bow. The two boys stopped, still looking away from each other. So you're gonna William tell me? A guy with swept hair and barely noticeable eye bag stepped forward. Barely noticeable. Not in range, but a few steps away from the line of the other two boys. Pocket. Ready. They drew their bows. He takes a few steps back. They actually trying to shoot each other with arrows? Your fault if you get hit. Fire. And then the flashlights spun in place, facing each other with arrows pointed at the ready. He fell to the side, the arrow ricocheted and clutched his kneecap. Wait, an arrow ricocheted at that distance? Haha, me won. Me? But wait a minute, that guy just got struck by an arrow. Ha, nice shot, Twin. Good form, too. Thanks, Pocket. But Rock, you okay? I'm fine. I guess you could say I literally took an arrow to the knee. Even in pain, he cracks up jokes. Oh no, methinks me hit him too hard in the knee that his jokes got worse. Pretty sure he should have been hit in the head for that to work. Maybe his funny bone is in his kneecap. And there he goes. I'm still fine. Speaking of injuries, where's Rissy? She'll be back in a while. I told you to grab something from the convoy. I see. Oh. His gaze wandered from Yaxie, then to me, who stood next to her. Hey there, nice to meet you. Name's Pocket. I'm the, how you say top archer around these parts. He casually tilts his head to the side, still looking at me with a curious gaze. So, you two know each other? Ah, this is Nianchi. We recently met. Since he moved in here, he probably doesn't know his way around yet. So I did ask him to come here to watch us train. Oh, an audience. Hello, he's Twin. Don't mind the way he dresses himself. It's his thing.
Nani?
Huh? What you looking at? He looked down to the still slightly in pain Rock. Ah. Don't worry about him. It's just the kneecap. Pakachi, I think he's worried about the arrow that hit Rockshi. Arrow. Neon, don't worry, look. He actually trudged over to the other arrow that bounced off of Rock's knee and plucked it up from the ground. See? It's blunt. No arrow tip, just a nub. Then again, it probably still hurts considering how fast Twinchi launched it. Sorry. Hey, come on, nothing to be sorry for. He won the bet, and that means... Rock treats me to food later. Yeah! I really am gonna be teaching these kids. What are they, 10? Haha, me win, me get food, mwah! Oh boy. There, Twinchi, calm down. Here, take a seat. After Yaxie leads Twin out to the side, lightly patting his back, a small girl walked in with a few tomes in her hands. She pauses, her calm look snapping to surprise when she sees her teammates in pain. She's afraid she dropped the tomes out of pure shock. Mr. Rock, Mr. Twin, what happened here? Did you shoot each other in the neck or something? I'm still okay. Oh, hey, Riss. Nah, they're fine. Rock lost, got hit in the knee. Twin's just coughing. Is that so? Thank goodness. Thank goodness for Yaxie's intuition. I brought a few heal tomes. Here we go. She flips up in the tome, waving her free hand with a smile and kneeling down to Rock.
Arigato.
Ah, that's better. Thanks, Rissy. You're a lifesaver. Oh no, don't thank me. Thank Yaxie. She told me to prep some healing tomes for her training, but... Yaxie, why did you want me to bring these? Surely you didn't think anyone would get hurt out of archery practice today, am I wrong? Well, not entirely. I just wanted to do one special test for today. Test? Yup, and the lucky representative for a little show to you would be none other than you, All-Star. Oh, well, of course I am. Getting pumped up. She's gonna William tell me. Grab one of the arrows from one of the full quivers, Pakachi, then your bow. Sure, yeah. Without hesitating, Pocket walked over to where Tin was sitting, grabbing an arrow and a bow from the pile by the corner. Just like me, he noticed the apple Yaxie was holding from earlier. Hey, what's with the apple? For flavor. Oh, make sure the arrow you got has an arrowhead on it. Yaxie proceeded over to the farther right part of the Knight's Hall where small rolled and tight clumps of hay sat for target practice. She sat down with her legs crossed right in front of the clumps. You're always pretty confident about your skills, right, Pakachi? Well, of course. Then you won't have any problem shooting this apple from my head. She sets down the apple on top of her head and carefully stays still with a calming smile. Well, yeah, sure, no problem. Leave it to me. Yaxie, come on. Come now, there's no need for this. That's right, I think you shouldn't... Oh, of course, thanks for reminding me, you two. Pakachi, look away when you shoot. You don't need to see your target, right? You know, since you're so good and all. Pocket snapped an irritated look at Rock and Rissy, his grip on the bow causing it to creak. He started to shake, either out of fear or anger. Gee, thanks, guys. I really needed that one. Pocket hesitated, looking down the string of the bow. I really should stop him. But... comedy. I readied the stance from where I stood away from the student and looked over to Yaxie. Let's not be hasty. Pocket's shaking. Well, I guess you can say he's also... quivering. Rock. I guess Pocket isn't as cocky as he was before. He isn't... arrogant anymore. Rock. And also, Mr. Rock, I hardly think it's time for your dumb puns. No, I didn't mean dumb. I really find them funny, but not at times like these. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I should get... okay, I know what we're doing. I'm giving her a Canadian accent. Oh no, of course, I'm terribly sorry. I understand the situation now. Sorry. Wonder if it's a coping mechanism for stress. Yeah, Pakachi, make sure I don't lose my other eye, alright? I think I might need that. You sure as hell need that. Stop making me so damn nervous, woman. An audible gulp could be heard from him as he rolled his shoulders, outstretching his fingers and closing it around the vein and bow. Pocket closed his eyes and taking a deep breath. There it was, the aura. He knocked the arrow to the string and squinted his eyes. I don't... what does a Canadian accent sound like? Oh, yo, sure, you betcha. I can't watch this. Oh, sure, you betcha. Sorry. That's Youper. Me neither. Blessed goddess, please help us. I feel the air grow thick with tension the longer he took drawing his bow. He inhales. The way he drew it back was familiar. Most of the veteran archers I knew had the same form. Draw with their upper back, not their forearms. Yeah, the right way you're supposed to draw a bow. You think you'd be able to draw back a bow if you just use your arms? Not in these days. Pull further back and you can already feel the pull of the string. He held his breath and held the hold on the string trembled. He looked away. 1, 3, 10, 15 seconds pass. Just as the arrows they shoot, the hold shouldn't idle. He purposely pushes back the string, not shooting. The arrow goes limp, dangles from his fingers. His eyes find Yaxie again, and his brows furrow. Yaxie, I don't think we should risk your eye. Or brain. I mean, I know I'm good, but I'm not, I trust you, Pocket. I trust your skill. I know you do, but... they're starting to get all southern. Or, like, not southern, but, like, they're starting to get into my, like, real... my annoying voice. He licks his lips, taking a deep inhale. His footing shifted, pointing directly towards Yaxie. Silence. Consistency. Focus. Form. At first glance, I didn't think this fidgety and cocky student had it in him. And with a display of hesitance, it was a sign of second thinking behind the bow. Once you draw it, you can't release it without a hit. Those are the rules of the field. He looked straight at her, dragging back the string with a soft hiss of the arrow caressing the bow. Now, seeing it with my own eyes, he was willing to display his expertise for the sake of his pride. Or was it for the sake of his leader? Either one could get you killed instantly. But fervor, vigor, the will to surpass expectations can always turn the tides. Time to tip the scales. Either one could get you killed instantly, but fervor... oh, what? He closed his eyes and whipped his head away. Yaxie! What? He opens his eyes, rubbing his head to see the damage. Good job, Pakachi. Whoa, what happened? He looked back at the spot Yaxie was sitting on earlier, spying the arrow half deep in the hay that was a bit off tangent from where he was supposed to strike. He winced. It was higher, at least.
Yeah.
She moved away last minute. Yaxie, did you not mean you said about trusting Pocket? Hey now, that's not all a lie, but I did say this was a test. Test? That's not. She had already removed the apple from her head and was holding it in her hand. She rubbed it on her chest with a quick drag and gazed at it apologetically. Sorry about tricking you into that dilemma, but the whole sort of the point of this was, see, it's all about trust. Whether you trust in your gut, trust in other people, trust in what you know, and trust in what others do. Which would you choose? Evidently, that's what Pakachi demonstrated. Interestingly enough, you chose both. You chose to trust in what I said and your own skill. Well, with a little push in the end, that is. But why would you do that to us without telling... No, I'm not going to do that to her. But why would you do that to us without telling us? Because that defeats the whole purpose of a trust exercise. In a fight, you'd have to think quick about these things. Then again, I'm just testing you. With real actual dilemmas, you won't have time to think about these things or even prep for anything. You wouldn't know what happens before entering, so, yikes. Well, they don't seem happy, and that's a call for me to eat another chapter. Can't blame them, though. It was a bit cynical to put their own life on the line like that as a test. You sure this game isn't muted? Pocket looks over to Rock and Rissy shakes his head, a bit of mischievous light glinting across his eyes.
じゃあまあ
I don't know, Yaxie. I'm feeling pretty bummed right now. Yeah, what happened to the music? Did I turn it off? No, it's still on there. Huh. And hungry. Pocket nudges Rock and nods over to Yaxie with his brows rising. Rising? Noticing this, Rock smiled faintly. Yeah, after you put your life on the line, I don't think we can build that trust up again so easily. Oh, that was Rock earlier, not Rissy. Oops. Yeah, after putting, unless of course you heard of the special meal today in the dining hall.
おや
Special meal? Rissy seemed to have caught their shtick and giggled.
はい。
Yep, we'd like a pretty big meal for what you put poor Pocket through, isn't that right? Oh, sure, you need to pay it back big time. Yaxie lets out a genuine laugh and shakes her head. Wow,
なんだか賑やかね。
Fine, I getcha. Meet me at the dining hall, I'll see you in a bit.
なんだ
Alright.
そう
Splendid teamwork. You hear that, Mr. Twin? Yaxie will treat us to...
あれ
Huh? Where is he? Ah. That sneak probably already left for the dining hall. Come on. Okay. Yaxie, don't stand this up, alright? Or else she'll be cheating us again tomorrow. They left. Again, they might actually be 10-year-olds. Ah. Well, I doubt they'd forgive me that easily. I bet they're just doing this to stop being awkward. Really bad move on my part. You think? I don't know when I started making her sound like Minamo. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you found that horrible. I'm just making sure they're ready. They all seem like happy teens like me, but they won't last if they keep on playing bow and arrow showdown like that with sticks, such as who treats who to food. Even I know that. That's why I need them to be ready for anything. But hey, enough of this grim talk, Oh right, I sort of moved out of the way when Pakuchi got serious and all. I could tell from his footing he was gonna let loose, so I was safe from the beginning. Actually, I really tossed a coin there. I was fearing for my good eye. What do you know, risk comes with rewards, and in this case, my reward is for them. I should get going before they drag me there themselves. Sorry if this painted a different picture. What? I'm sorry if this painted a different opinion of me, Professor. I just wanted to test it today.
さあ、出発しましょう。
Well, I'll be off. Please have fun while you're roaming around here. But hey, don't get into trouble, okay? That's sort of our job. Carefree waved, she tossed the apple from the homing and turned to leave. I caught it easily, looking for the fruit, and then back to meet the vibrant cape, and walking out. Nice. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is, the cathedral. Yes. Now we have a choice. What happens if we go here? Actually, I have something to do. Of course you do. Yaxie, not everyone is as free as you think. Oh. No, I understand. Sorry for springing this up on you. Come, Yaxie, let's just prepare for weapons training. Oh, right. Hey, Korzachi, do you have an apple on you by any chance? No? Okay. Krusty, do you... Good day, Professor. Frost began to stalk off with an irritated look. He actually pouts, looking at Korza. He ignored me. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Just get one at the dining hall. I still need to prepare. Well, if you'll excuse me. I gotta hurry. We'll see you around, Professor. Take your time around the monastery, alright? Bye. He actually quickly waves and runs off the other way. I took my time wandering past the garden, then the dining hall before going to the cathedral. I managed to snatch a meal for myself, personally thanking the cook for a free meal. They told me it was a welcome gift from half the staff, so I took it with a grateful smile and thanks, and now it's time for my meal. More chips. Hey, we're back. After my meal, which took longer than expected, I made my way to the cathedral as the bell began to toll. So we go here regardless. Well, let's start off with the blue lines. Will I choose the blue lines? Yes, because Korza has an easy voice to do. I've chosen. Arch Kuma chuckled, bobbing his head in understanding. Interesting choice, the Blue Lion House, I suppose I can see you teaching them. Very well, I'll have the other two professors take charge of the remaining houses. Now remember the contract, I'll have a cleric come with you to your room and retrieve it once you're done signing. For this week, you'll be hearing the mock battle that takes place by the end of the week, so that means you'll have until 6 days until the test will begin. By tomorrow, classes will begin accordingly. If you need any help regarding how to run a lecture, you may ask your house leader. Arch Kuma lightly gets off the pew and bows politely towards me. I stand up. Well, you have a long day ahead of you tomorrow. Do what you will with your remaining time, but I suggest you take a much-needed break before it begins needed. I myself would certainly want some rest, but I have other matters to attend to. Now, excuse me, good noon. May the goddess bless you for the coming days. After signing the contract and handing it off to the cleric outside, I huffed and began to take off my gauntlets. What a day, I should probably go to sleep. I chuckled to myself, remembering what happened earlier. Will and deer were a riot, especially Pocket, considering what transpired. I sit in my bed, furrowing my brows. But something about what Yaxie said still bothers me. I'm not sure what, but... A flash of the smiling face of the gold deer passed my thoughts. My smile returned. Interesting, I wonder if that's different. I'm not going to try and get the different one for each, thing, because that's too hard. Monday. Time to start the day. After some breakfast and a look through the list of students, I should head to the Blue Line classroom. I'll ask Garreg for some more directions. I entered the Blue Line's classroom with an extra notebook and a full stomach. The first to notice me was Korza. Professor, good morning. Oh. The pretty-looking girl paused, ending my appearance before smiling warmly and offering a hand to shake. Professor, I see. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Rox. I've heard wonderful things about your exploits here on Feldland. Pretty sure I didn't stay too long to have someone spreading word about my adventures. There wasn't anything that noteworthy anyway. Interesting. I guess I would have gotten different dialogue because this is still tracking the golden deer. I guess I would have gotten different dialogue. I shook her hand firmly. Oh, it's just heard from a few birds here and there. Aside from what they said, this will be an interesting year for each side, don't you think? Oh no, this is probably because I skipped the thing. Did Corsa perhaps tell them about me, or is it truly from some outside source? I spot a stranger. State your business here. His name's Neon Grisp. Well, actually, knowing that, let's reload this. Blue Lions. And just speed through. Black Sheep. Yep. Someone likes spice. Zeal. Okay, so let's see what we get now. Monday. Let's see how this differs. That's interesting, though, that depending on what you do, it changes. Yep, of course, good morning. Oh, surprise, look, you were assigned to our class? Rocks crossed her arms with a sly smile. Well, I'm not apologizing for treating you so casually before. The stranger from yesterday. His name is Neon Grisp. Well, Professor Neon now. Professor, so the goddess handpicked you to pave the path of my growth? The intimidating Grisp bends forward, leaning towards my face. You mean to tell me this fickle-looking person is our... More or less. Grisp, please try to get rid of that habit of laughing at everything and disrespect our professor. That's an order from your house leader. Hey, what's with the noise today? I'm busy trying to read ahead, unlike you sloths. Sloths? Really? Look, Viker Tongue, this lingering soul is our professor. Oh? She only gave a second of a glance forward, nodding nonchalantly. Great, that means we can start class and get this over with. Now Cancel, let's not rush him. I mean, she isn't wrong. The quicker we get the seminar done, the more time we have for ourselves. For training. Yup. Pretty sure you're just going to the merchant's place or the dining hall for sweets after this. Enigma scoffs dramatically. Well, I wasn't thinking about that until you suggested such a great idea, Rox. Thank you. Whoops, guess I encouraged it. I feel like I should definitely side with Blueberry Boy and Viper Tongue now. My time should have better use devoting myself to the goddess that protects us. Well, that's if everyone cooperates during the lecture. Right, everyone? So be it. I'll take paperwork over battle anyway. You'd take anything over battle. Wouldn't want your nails to damage, right? Oh, what's that? Enigma, do you possibly want to have your billions spent again? I have a list of things I still need. Fairly expensive ones, just so you know. Come on, let's not go there, alright? Professor, I apologize for having to wrap things up, but I think it'd be in our best interest to proceed with the lectures. Well, hey, welcome to the Blue Lion House. From what I heard, you won't disappoint. To our new professor, to the bright future of the Blue Lions. Whoopee. Now, head to your seat and shut up. It's too early for your yelling. Kurza offered helpful papers for your introductory lecture. Read it well. A tutorial time? Reading through the papers given near the house leader, page 3 before starting. Good day, Professor. Here are a few things you need to know. Some tips and tricks. Primary focus on the actual lecture. You can pair tasks with group tasks. Okay, group tasks are basically pairs. Oops, I mixed that one. There isn't much available. Yep. Doing this might increase their skills and possibly grow their bonds with each other. Group tasks would not be directly draw lots, an unbiased pair. Okay. And then the group tasks you choose for a certain pair, the productive you grow promise. Unique interactions. Good affinity for specific tasks. Cooperate with more as long as it's their preferred task. Whichever pair you want under the preferred task, they most probably get a higher chance of productivity. But of course, certain pairs not have a great affinity with the other tasks. You might waste your time putting two people together only to get a below average result. Be careful. Watch out for her. After group tasks, begin the full lecture. Ask for your guidance, odd questions, question you need to answer. Teacher, you shouldn't answer with bias, but tread carefully. Some questions can be shown. At times, respond that they want to hear, and sometimes respond that they need to hear. And don't ask why we sometimes come to you again and ask the same questions. We forget things quite easily when it comes. Okay, that's pretty funny. Take a whole morning or afternoon. We'll approach you after they finish their work until I'm done during the evening time. Some are written reports, whether they're correct or not. Some questions the history of our land, use for weapons, and others are different from the rest. So that means every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are seminary days. Seminar days. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday for own time. That's not a lot at all. Hey there, Nia. Just to remind you a few things after the letter. Hope you don't mind. Protagonist of the Fire Emblem 3 Houses game, you have a certain power called Die and False. Yep, the very same. Instead of using battle, use it in class. Save the memory before you click group tasks or one of the tasks. Reliving the reason you apparently want. Isn't that handy? Safe scumming. Because a lot of your decisions in this game of tournament, make sure to use Divine Loss to your advantage. Good luck. Okay. This is class is starting. Please take your seats. I haven't picked it yet. That's the wrong button. This is a game. I know. Oops. I know they said it was an actual. Ah, that surprised me. I know they said it was an actual game. I didn't realize it was this in-depth. I don't know what I was expecting, but this is a game. This is a real game. I can't skip this, how unfortunate. So instead, I'll just mash through. Okay, now, press F5 this time. Don't press the other button. There we go, group tasks. Duties will reset if you pick a different option again. Rocks, comfortable taking horses, draw lots for recheck. Risk listening is not times doing heavy work. Group tasks, Skywatch. Enigma hates horses, but he loves flying, so in the end he can't win. Let's do stable duty. It's at the top. We've been choosing the top ones today. Let's draw lots for the day. You've assigned Enigma and Grist. These will reset if you pick a different option again. Sure. Let's go. Let's begin the lecture. I'm past the professor. I'd like a word with you. Mortals I call classmates, and nothing my sacrifice for the goddess should they strive for their baffling ignorance on the name of her. Goddess been reserved. Ah, what a splendid proposition. Hey, I got it right. Mind helping with me with something? I've been gathering my own form of journals consisting of people's backgrounds every day. Some people find my hobby is noisy. What am I doing wrong? Not being noisy enough is nosy enough information with it.
Yosh.
Ah, good idea. I'll do just that.
これか。
Professor, I'd like your take on this one. There are times where I encounter dilemmas where I have to sacrifice my own advantage for the sake of others. It's really where I should continue doing. Find yourself and look out for yourself. It depends on the price sacrifice.
これはなかなかいい
You're
もの
absolutely
だ。
right. Thank you, Professor. We finished up our lecture for the day and prepared for the chosen group to finish their accomplished task. I called on the pair and instructed what they do for the task. Yeah, sure, we can do it. Sit tight, Professor. We'll be quick. Oh, Goddess, protect me. Guess we got a bit carried away. Here you go. Nua's support increased slightly. Let's see today's results. Professor level 3, support points with me. Support points together, Enigma and Griska. Oh, 15. About time to head back to my room. Continue my dude there. Let's check these papers. Love can never bloom on the battlefield. Fall. Might be good. There's only one person who can contain the dancer class for an entire army. Oh! Wait. Is this a... Well, that's a gameplay thing. Speedwing increases speed temporarily by 2. No, it increases it permanently by 1. Spelling check. Bulgo known. Is this correct or not? I know it's Bulg and none. I believe this is false. I think it's Bulga known. When opening chests or doors, we hit open. False. You hit door or chest. This should be enough for today. I think I learned quite a bit. Professor level increased by 1 level. You now have 1 more question for your students in the next system. Oh, that doesn't sound like... Okay. That's not what I wanted. Where are my adjutants? Where are my increased activity points? Where are my extra cooking time? I guess we'll complete a week and then we'll call it. Time to start the day. And it's Tuesday, going to explore the monastery. Let's go to the dining hall. Maybe we'll see Enigma there. Hey, who should I talk to? I want to talk to Enigma. No good today either, huh? Oh, hey there, Professor. Grabbing a snack too? It's hard to break to you, but you're out of the good stuff for a bit. So maybe about an hour or so till they get a restock. What am I supposed to do for an hour? Ah, oops. I can't train since Course is gonna nitpick every part of my form before I even get to practice my swings. Can't even stay in my room either since Course will find I'll be slacking. Kind of sounds like Course is the bad guy here, right? Not really. He isn't bad, just too bossy. I mean, it comes with the whole house leader shtick. I wish he wasn't always on my hind about everything. Everyone has different learning paces, you know? Like, just talk to him? Yeah. Simple as that sounds, I never actually tried to reason him. I just kind of assumed he'd brush it off, but well, there's your problem. The more I think about it, the more it sounds like a good idea. He doesn't seem like the type to tune out opinions from his members, so... I guess I never thought about it that way. I think that's an actual line from when you give them advice. They'll be like, oh, I never thought about that. Alright, I'll talk to him about it sometime. I guess the reason why that idea never occurred to me is because everyone else said to put up with it. Let my tongue get through the day. That isn't healthy, is it? All I need to do is just talk. Thanks, Professor. Though if that backfires, I could always write my problems with my fist and smack it in his face if it doesn't get through to him. What do you think, Professor? It's the fastest way of getting my point across, right? Let's talk to Rocks.
どう?
Hey there, Professor. Oh, that's confusing. Rocks and rock. Oh, that is confusing. I was just finishing up my meal for the day. Were you planning to eat too, or are you just passing by? You know, ever since you came here, there's been a spur of mentions here of your name. Person did this save and did that before they joined. Got you curious? Well, I just so happen to hear a few things that make quite an interesting take. Don't worry, it's nothing bad or anything. I find it noble. But all that info reminded me of how different you are from the rest of us. I keep comparing you and Korza. Despite being the same age, you've got a much bigger spectrum of experience. You must have traveled a lot to different places, right? Fought some weird things out there? Not to be rude or anything, but... don't you think you've shackled yourself down here? You've got the freedom to go wherever you want outside these walls, and you decided to teach us. What's that about? Oh, is that so? I figured she'd like that one, being a journalist. That's pretty mature of you, Professor. Well, I should have expected that. That means you've got a ton of other skills in your belt, right? Got time to spare me the details? Oh dear, I'm being nosy again, aren't I? Sorry, it's just after all the hubbub about you being here, I can't help myself. You're standing right there. Now that you add the fact that you have a bunch of other experiences, well, more like implied, I'm just biting my nails for the tea. Well, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm all ears. Okay, I'll stop pestering you. You still haven't fully settled in yet, right? I don't want to scare you off or anything. I'm gonna hang around here for a bit more. I hear there's some Casanova of a knight here that girls love. Something about him greeting you with nothing to report. I don't get it either. Oh, Gatekeeper, my man! My guy, the Gatekeeper. Let's go. Well, see you around, Professor. The winner of Choose Your Legends 5 Men's Division. Absolutely dumped on Marth and Crom. Poor Crom. That was a bad time to unmute. Let's go to the training grounds. Gorza? Yeah. Professor, do you need something? Apologies. I'm in the middle of my Link impersonations. I guess I could take a quick break to talk to you. Are you adjusting well to the monastery? If not, please address your concerns to me. I may not be part of the staff, but I am the house leader. If any of the members are giving you a hard time, just say so. Speaking of, we're an eccentric group, aren't we? Never met such colorful people in my life, but they remind me a bit of a lazy streak tilting away from their duties. Now that you're here, I'm hoping to be more proactive, but it seems like nothing's changed. They might all work twice as hard to make up for their loss. Can't have anything happen to them on my watch. Selfless to a fault, aren't you? Am I now? Oh no, he didn't like it. Mentioned yet again. Well, I get that a lot. I don't know why I am, but even though we're the house leaders, we work in the same way as was now. Seems like I'm doing this to have a reputation. A lot of people take my actions the wrong way, and that makes things more complicated. Anyway, Professor, it's past my break. I should get back to training. Welcome to join me. There's a spare spear or sword in the armory. Don't feel obligated to do so. I'm just suggesting that. Well, you'll excuse me. I guess I could quick save here. Hey, Gorza. Oh, cancel. Oh, Professor, excuse me. I'm looking for something at the moment, so I don't think I can spare the time to talk right now. Darn thing, can't believe I didn't feel it come off. Again, it's so tiny. Oh, I lost my earrings, and I'm using my spares right now. I don't think there's a lost and found in the monastery, so we have to rely on a bunch of strangers to find them. Additionally, I have to wait at the end of the day till I can ask to their houses if they saw anything. I'm in classes right now while we're on break. It's the darn schedule's fault. I lose those earrings, I swear. Now that I think about it, there are a ton of people who lose their belongings. You can find a few things around here by accident. It's odd. Let's hope no one keeps whatever they find. If they do, I'll make sure the goddess rains down on their stupidity. Back when I joined the Blue Lion's house, I found a bundle of sticks with a bouquet sticking out. You can guess who it belonged to. Then there's Rock's list of puns, Korza's entire tea sets, Rissy's entire cooking utensils in a box. Thinking about it, those are odd things, aren't they? Isn't it weird though, Professor? Seeing precious things lying around haphazardly? Some people are just so irresponsible. What does this do?
どうする?
Oh. Also known as, wow, Save Scum. The true visual novel experience. I'm currently 2 for 4.
それでいいの?
Yes, though I hope it doesn't become frequent. There are a lot of people who would use their precious time items for themselves. It's not to say that people here are bad or anything, it's just... the idea is tempting. I mean, finding a bag of candy sitting around somewhere in mint condition? And again, as you said, people make mistakes. I'll admit my carelessness led to this, so thanks for not calling me out on that. I'll make sure to take care of my things from now on. Let's hope that I manage to find it before someone else gets to it, since it's really fragile. Anyway, it seems you got your entertainment for the day, Professor. If you'll excuse me, I still have some searching to do. Oh, and I'd appreciate it if you kept your eye on it too. Thanks. Cathedral. Grisp.
およ!
Ah, Passive Professor, welcome to the Cathedral. Are you here to pay your respects as well? It's truly the best way to hone my strength, Professor. Those man-made weapons aren't fit to be held by me unless it's blessed by the goddess herself. The only way my items can be blessed is if I bring my weapons here at the Cathedral. What's to look for, Professor? Of course I asked permission. Now that you're here, we can talk to the gods together. We should ask for forgiveness. Then we should ask for permission to bless our bodies, then we'll ask whether or not we're doing well here in Fodland. What else? Blessing of strength.
確かに.
I guess he didn't like that one. I thought he would have liked that one. I wouldn't have thought he would have been like, but I'm already strong. Wise choice, Professor. Only the goddess herself can truly help you in times of... Oh, I guess that... Okay. I will say this, the goddess's blessing are just like the base of the cake without icing and toppings. It's just the basic of a basic pastry fund. We do ourselves our own peace. Our devotion goes nowhere without the effort. To pray not only for strength through the day, but strength for several days and weeks as well. Release all doubts you have and believe that you and the gods together can do anything. Seem like I'm slaying my own belief? You look lost, Professor. Do not fret. Do no fret, Professor. I shall show you how it's done. But not right now. I'm currently in the middle of my own prayer. If you're in need of help regarding prayer and structure and offerings, I'll be here. But if you see me in the middle of prayer, I'd have to ask you not to bother me another time. Go somewhere else. This is too adorable to stand the guard. Just deals somewhere in private, okay? Go somewhere else. What am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? Oh, I guess this loaded before that. I guess that's why. Go back to my room. There we go. That's all for the demo. I hope you enjoyed, and those who are ready for the really happy April Fools. Oh. Wait. Wait. Where am I? Where am I? Supports. Oh no. Was that a lie? Oops. That was not what I meant. And there it goes. My Midwesternness. The oops. Oh, so you can do this with keyboard and mouse. Left click. Middle click hides the UI. Oh, game menu. Rolls back to earlier. Interesting. Keyboard. Enter space without selecting choices. Navigates the interface, escapes the game menu, skips dialogue, toggles dialogue skipping. Page up down, hides, takes screenshot, toggles voice assistive self-voicing. What's this? Let me open up what this means. Oh. Oh, wait. Let's try this out. Huh? Is it supposed to be doing something?
Corza, I'll try to keep up to your pace. I'm sure you're leagues ahead of me with this kind of thing. Go easy on me, okay? Who should I talk to? Self-voicing disabled.
Oh. Sorry about that. Interesting. Well, that was a lot. A lot shorter than I thought. I guess I might check out some of the other. I guess if I checked out all the other houses, if we remove the delays and the breaks I had, that's a solid like 2 hours. 2.5 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes, probably something like that. I'd say, yeah, it's a solid like 2-hour game. Or 2 hours of content. That's nice. I was worried that this might be really short. And then I got worried towards the end that it was going to be really long. But it ends up being a real nice thing. Also, this is a nice home screen. This main menu. This is posh. That's not the correct usage of that word. It looks nice. And it sounds good too. I'm trying to figure out what the background music is. I mean, that one part is obviously Edge of Dawn. But the rest of it I can't place. It could be a Shattered Hope song combined. Or it could be original, and it just has like that little motif in there. But it sounds really nice. Let's look at the credits. Oh, that's not what I wanted. About. And Renpy, free software, MIT license, yep. God, home, help. But wait, I was hoping for like a credits list. Oh well. But anyway, I will put the link back in again. This was made by Yaxi, someone working with Shattered Hope Studios to release Danganronpa F. So, here's their channel once again for Shattered Hope. You can find the video promoting this little demo as well as the download link in the description of that video as well as I believe links to DRF Shattered Hope and their spin-off, which is called Cabin Camping, I believe. Yeah, oh, Cabin Confiding. That's what it is. Yeah. So that'll be nice. We got a bit of a different, well, maybe because I didn't see too much of it, but it seems like the personalities were lined up with the characters in the game, and then adapted somewhat to fit. But I did like that you could clearly see, like, Rox is the ultimate investigative journalist, or the ultimate journalist, and in the game, she's, like, digging up all sorts of info and everything, so that's nice. This is just such a nice little screen to sit on. I see it lagging, though. Which is a little unfortunate, but that's probably me, not the game. Yeah. Yeah, it's me. But, anyway, let me mute this. Actually, no, I'll keep it on. No, wait, no. I'll mute it. Let's the intermission as we end. Keep it in the little window there. So that was part of Shattered Hope, not Shattered Hope, Three Houses, Shattered Hope. That was nice. Tomorrow I think we're gonna be doing some Minecraft, so that'll be fun. And I think I've got a thing just to link my phone and do that capture. We'll see how well it actually goes with other games and how well it goes in practice, but the what is it? The test went well. yeah, that seems to be how things are been going. We look pretty well. I think tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to start off on the old Minecraft world that we saw that I've talked about before. I'm going to finish on stream doing the house. I got to tear down a wall. Still haven't done that. Then do the roof, and then we're going to switch over to the other world that I imported in, the other world I had previously, and we'll be playing on that one. That one has cheats on, and that's the one where I'm planning all my little vanilla additions using commands and whatnot. So that'll be fun. But anyway, I guess that's where we end the stream. And of course, Sunday, no stream. And then next week, it's still kind of up in the air, but hopefully it'll be soon. And when my capture card comes in, we'll be able to do some Danganronpa Decadence. So that'll be fun. Probably sprinkle in some Zanki Zero and some Genshin in next week as well. And we'll probably come revisit this sometime. Maybe not tomorrow, but some other time. Just because I don't want to be split up between too many different things, or I'm already switching Minecraft worlds, so. Anyway, that's all for now, so I'll see you all tomorrow.